Have you ever been to Chick-fil-A? I used to eat it often before I stopped eating meat. But still, their fries, cookies, and sometimes those shakes are on point, so you'll find me in line at Chick-fil-A. One time we were waiting for our food, and my husband said they should have kept the fish sandwich on the menu. If you recall, around Easter, Chick-fil-A had brought out a fish sandwich to help with those people who are fasting during Lent. And they only keep it around for Lent, didn't keep it beyond that. And I honestly don't remember if we ever actually tried the fish sandwich. I know I didn't. I don't think so, anyways. And I'm not quite sure if my husband did either. But we both agreed that if they had it, we'd likely order it along with our fries, cookies, and shakes. But that's not what Chick-fil-A is known for. And in fact, when someone thinks Chick-fil-A, they are not thinking fish. They are thinking chicken. And they are glad that they have chicken, and they will buy chicken any way Chick-fil-A will sell it to them. Whether it's by itself and they can dip it, whether it's on some bread and they can take a bite out of it, whether it's wrapped in a mini, and damn, those little things are good, or wrapped up in a tortilla, sprinkled over some salad, whatever the way they sell chicken, they are going to buy it. So you may be asking, what is Chick-fil-A known for? But you know that answer. They're known for chicken. Chicken is their brand. They market the hell out of chicken. So much so that as you're driving along the highway, if you look up and see the big cow with a little sign that says "Eat More Chicken," you know exactly who that cow represents. It represents Chick-fil-A, because Chick-fil-A wants you to eat more chicken. So they're not going to sell you fish. They're not going to sell you a hamburger. They're going to sell you chicken. They have made it very clear that they are selling chicken, and that is their brand. So with that in mind, what is your author brand? I'm Jane Nicole, a Black contemporary romance author with over 40 books, and I want to give you my tips and tricks that I have used to help write and sell books over the past 10 years. So stick with me along the lines of the analogy that I'm using, because it will all come back together, I promise. Author branding isn't something I started with on book one. I won't lie to you. When I sat down to write book one, the goal I had in mind was to get a story out of my head on paper and maybe even have a few people read it. It was back before I decided I love writing and I want to do it every day for as long as the words come to me. But fast forward a few years, I started to realize the stories I tell have a theme. I should say, the stories I started to tell after book one. And it's appropriate because writing became a dream for me. As I sat at my very logical, systematic day job, I wanted to become a writer. I started thinking of the trade-off required to do writing on the daily. I'd be giving up a beautiful salary, benefits, stability, all that comes along with a 9-to-5, but I'd be a little happier. So it seems I've infused my stories with a lot of that, a lot of dream chasers, women or men chasing their dreams and falling in love along the way. Sometimes the love becomes the barrier to their dream. Sometimes it is the catalyst. And in the end, when they achieve their happily ever after, they're happy in love and in life. So I started to own that. I started to think, that's my brand. That's my chicken. When people pick up my books, they'll know someone is chasing a dream, following their heart, and falling in love. And like Chick-fil-A, I can wrap it up in so many different ways. There's different ways that I can tell a story about someone chasing a dream. But when someone's coming to read my book, they know that's what they're getting. They're getting it in all the many different ways that I can offer it. It's like Chick-fil-A, I can offer it on some bread, I can offer it by itself, I can offer it in a wrap, on a salad, and a chicken mini. With that comes infusing my brand throughout my marketing so that it is clear, concise, and people know what they get when they read my books. Not only does the blurb give them that feeling, but the story between the pages does too. So not only am I offering them my brand, and kind of telling them what I offer to them, but I'm giving it to them. So, back in a video before this one, I talked about reader expectations. So, if I'm going to be marketing that my books are about people chasing their dreams and falling in love, when they open those pages, that's exactly what they should get. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll link to it at the end of this one so that you can go watch that one because it's important too, especially with marketing. As you are marketing, though, you don't want to only give them the words that describe your brand, but you want to give them the feeling. You want them to know that when they open those pages, what are they going to feel? It's like earlier when I described how I felt when I knew I wanted to chase this dream of writing. I want to transfer that feeling into my pages. I don't want to just tell somebody, oh, there's someone who's chasing a dream. But what does someone feel when they're chasing a dream? My books give the feeling of hope with taking a risk that they'll be able to live their life to the fullest. Because chasing dreams gives you that. If you haven't developed your author brand and you're not quite sure what readers feel when they read your books, I have a few things that I can offer. One of the first things you can do is start with your reviews. And that's obviously, of course, if you've written a few books. Start with your reviews. Your readers will give you what they feel or some common themes in the reviews that they write about your books. Read over all of those and get an idea of what your readers are feeling. Or go to your reader group. You can always poll them on the feelings that they get when they read your book. You can ask them to describe you as a writer, to give you your theme. Ask your newsletter the same thing. If you have subscribers to your newsletter, ask them. They'll likely be willing to give you some feedback. Amongst the reviews, amongst your reader groups, amongst your newsletter subscribers, even on social media, you can ask the same questions. You can take all that feedback, combine it, and figure out what the common theme is amongst all of that. And hopefully, they give you something that's similar. If this is your first book that you're writing, start forward thinking. Is there an overall message you want your books to deliver? If so, now is the time to define that and maintain it as your guiding light. Believe me, it'll make marketing so much easier if you have a brand. It'll give your books a way to stand out in the crowd. So know if you're thinking, well, if I have a brand or if I put myself in this box, then readers won't be as excited to read your work, or readers won't want to pick up your work because they think there's not enough variety. Imagine how long the line is at Chick-fil-A. In the comments, drop a description of your author brand, and if you need help defining it, email me. I'd love to talk to you about it. I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, keep writing.